about it. I need this for my salvation. I need this to save me from this miserable environment that I've allowed myself to get into. And again, a lot of it is internal. A lot of it is how you perceive the people you work with, you perceive your office policies, and it's just the approach you take every day. And I know that, but it's a matter of identifying what things you can change internally and which things you can change externally, and taking action on those. And that's the big factor right there, is taking action. If you don't do anything, then it's like, all right, well, it's pointless. Every bit of the conference was pointless. Everything that you went through identifying was pointless because you didn't do anything to make those changes. But now looking at it the way I am, I'm like, you know what? I could make recommendations. I could share what I see because I have a unique perspective. I always have. I could share that with Steve and allow him to make changes or not make changes based on what I see. But the thing is, I've never really shared any of those. Not in the past and not this time. So this time around, I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling like I need to share it as personal motivation because I need to change the environment because it's killing me, which is where I was in the past. Now I'm looking at it like, well, I could share these things and he can make these changes to improve his business because it is his business and it has no bearing on me because I have other plans. And in doing that, then I'm like, you know what, I feel like I can't say it in any way. It's just a new sense of freedom in viewing these things and making the choices to move forward or recommend these changes. And I don't know that anything that I would say would ever be taken to heart, but I guess I don't know unless I actually express them. And in the past I never have, and nothing's changed, and then there's always a certain amount of resentment and feeling like, well, nothing changed, but I didn't do anything to initiate it. So it kind of falls back on me because I do have this unique perspective, and whether or not I am able to convey that and someone else can see it from my perspective once I demonstrate, by not sharing it, I'm just circumstances that usually cause me discomfort and see them from a detached vantage point. Now, in doing that, what is my obligation? Am I obligated to share it? No. I mean, it's a choice. Everything is a choice. If I choose to share it and nothing happens, no loss. But if I don't choose to share it and nothing happens, then technically, I guess there could be a loss. There could be, I didn't do anything to help foster this change, create a better environment. And it's not just for me, it's for the entire workplace, because I know that I'm not the only person there that is unhappy or has been unhappy or experiences dissatisfaction or frustration, aggravation, and it's contagious. And it may not always be all at the same time, but I mean, if there was a circumstance, a stimulus that created frustration and aggravation and everything flared up and everybody was angry and upset all at once, and then it diffused and then everybody went back along about their business, then that would be different. But the dynamic is there's always at least one or two people that are frustrated and aggravated, and that carries over to somebody else, and it's like this never-ending cycle, which means that there's always some kind of disruption and discontent in the office, which makes for a poor work identified myself as some of the cause of that. And it literally is right next door. So we just got this new management in, and we manage this from right here. We got this one right next door to it now. So anyway, my motivation today was, you know what, I felt this burning desire to share this perspective with my boss. And like, all right, you know, can I help make changes that will better the situation for everybody? And if I identify these things and make these recommendations, will anything be done with it? You just don't know. But if you don't say anything, then again, it's kind of a void point. So that's kind of where I've been this morning. And as I was getting ready to leave this morning, I was like, you know what, maybe I should just grab Steve and say, you know what, come with me, go for a ride. We'll get in the car. We'll just talk. And all of a sudden, I smell burning oil. Hopefully, that's not me. Anyway, and I was trying to get his attention and see if he wanted to go, and he had this going on and this going on, and he was at his desk working on this, and he was in the bathroom, and then somebody called for him, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go. And if I'm still motivated later, if I'm still inspired later, maybe, you know, those distractions were necessary for the situation. Maybe it's not time for me to mention these things. Maybe it's not my place. And but I feel free about it. I don't feel one way or the other about it, and it just really got me thinking about where I'm trying to go. And if I'm trying to develop the role of a guide, then I can start on a smaller scale, just helping identify issues that are directly related to me and conveying those to people that can make changes if they wish to. I mean, it all comes down to that. It comes down to choice. Do you want to make changes or not? And I can show you these circumstances and explain these, and if you want to move forward and do something about it, great. And if not, then that's fine too. And it would be kind of like practice for me to be able to do this. So I see some benefit for me moving forward if I make this step forward and say, hey, you know what, this is what I see, this is what I think would be, you know, an improvement or a way to appreciate or to move forward. And you know, do you want to take the time and listen? And again, it gives me the opportunity to practice conveying just on a very small scale that I can maybe step up and apply the same dynamics to as I build and start speaking to larger groups and so on and so forth. So anyway, that's what I've got for today, and take care of what I need to take care of and get on about my business.